Friday night cosplay work with me videos. Right now I've been doing a lot of work getting ready for Amki with Bakugou of his fantasy AU costume. So I figured this would be a great way to just sit down and get to know you guys. And sleep would be kinda nice, you know? But let's get to work. I was able to make a bunch of beads a few days ago. And just basic, I labeled all of them with little colors that I painted on top of the nails, because originally I started to forget which one was which, and that's not a lot done, but I've got a decent amount so far. These ones I'm especially proud of. They're for the very large one. That's going to be right about here, I think. I still have to do my measurements on my string, so we'll see where they all end up. It's making me really happy, though. All of them are turning out. The beads have been made for the dark blue necklace, which is going to be nice. I just have to paint the rest of them because, you know, paint. And, of course, a little bit of sanding. I want them to have some texture, but not a ton of texture. Areas where I want to remove texture. Thankfully, I haven't had to re-add anything on. I feel like that would take me way too long, especially right now. As it is, I've already been pulling a lot. I do. But for you guys, what's your next convention going to be? I'd love to hear about it and see what's coming up in your schedule. I can pull up my phone right now, that way I can see what you guys are doing. And that's always helpful, otherwise I don't always notice the chat going off on my tablet. Chat open! I'm also streaming this on multiple platforms this time, just to see how it goes, testing out the waters. So I'm on both YouTube and Twitch right now. I don't really use the Twitch account often. I mostly use it to watch other people play games, just on the technical side. But then of course people tell me that all the time about sewing and cosplay, like, that looks so hard, I could never do it. You gotta practice and do your research. So I'm sure if I did research I could probably figure it out, but I'll stick with this for now. I have fun as it is with my prop ones, otherwise I know I'm gonna forget which color they are, and there are way too many to keep forgetting on, and I want to have these done. I have a little bit more to go, which is gonna be that. I'm hoping I'll be able to buy the wig at the beginning of next month, but then I am a little bit scared it's not going to arrive in time because Amki is the 15th, but I have to be down there on the 14th. So if any of you guys are going to be at Anime Milwaukee on the 14th, feel free to hit me up. I'm probably going to be walking around just in a specific location that you know looks beautiful. You can do it and you're not going to have anybody in your way. That's actually what we did back at DaijoCon for the Rarity photo shoot, because I really wanted to get pictures of the Daisho from Kalahari, which is, makes it so easy. We don't have to worry about spending the hundreds on a hotel room. Though we are thinking about doing it next year and just hanging with friends, because then it's a lot cheaper for us to actually go into the water park and get some drinks in there. Because let's face it, that water park is beautiful. But I mean, we don't dirty it up that bad, at least I hope we don't. If you guys are leaving trash in there, you gotta knock that off. I don't want us to lose this location. Seriously, we're better than that. Oof. There we go. While doing this, I've also been talking with a couple of friends. mostly just out and about, doing whatever they feel like for the night. Now, I mean, personally, No Brand is going to be like, I think the next month right after Anime Milwaukee. I'm used to it being held in May, but for some reason this year they decided to change it, which is slightly... Nope, wrong button, knock it off. There we go. Sorry about that. This thing does not have the best calibration right now, which I'm hoping I can fix that. Well, of course there's supposed to be fangs. Don't know if it'll... And I like how they're looking so far. I wanted them to have some texture, but not a lot. So like on a couple of, like this blue one has a couple of cracks going along in the middle. Same in a couple of these red ones. Like this one's got a pretty nice gash up at the top, which I like it. I think it looked really good. I did manhandle this one a lot though, so I kind of don't blame it for cracking up on me so bad. Ugh, that part sucks. I'm sure I'll be able to get it back to normal. It just takes a little bit of effort and a little bit of sanding, and then, well, the dowels, they didn't work too well. When I tried soaking them in water, they wouldn't dry properly, and then when I decided to not soak them in water, they completely carpet. But, you know, it's gonna happen. I just have to hope it doesn't happen very often. I'm trying to keep messes very limited here. Oops. Back it up, back it up. What events are you guys most excited for right now? Right now, I already asked that. What cosplays are you working on? I really want to hear about those. I know personally I've been working on Bakugou, of course, and then I'm thinking a jumbo stretch is going to be the best way to go, but I also want to keep some shape, so I'm not sure. I'm sure I'll figure out something, but until then it is slightly annoying just being like, what should I use? In my world, which is good when I'm really trying to finish something, but when I'm trying to multitask like this, it gets a little bit difficult. But you gotta keep trying, gotta keep going. Hopefully it works out eventually, which would be nice. The eventually would be very nice. Or my wig tickles my nose and I sneeze. I actually did that a couple days ago while I was making these, and I ended up shooting it across the room somehow. I still don't really know how I managed that one. That was Now this one has a pretty deep gash right there. Don't know if it'll focus. Two I'm getting rid of. Now, according to this, my connection is getting a little bit spotty. Hopefully do this. Now, I was originally wet sanding this. Part that I really need. Yes, our weather is looking awful over. Be the whole Naruto gang. And we're gonna just be doing like a fun snowball fight theme. I'm so excited for that. It's gonna be great. My friend Josh, who is Joshua Arctic Cosplay. I'm not good at remembering all the. Ugh. And I'm also trying to do my own solo winter shoot, but I don't know how that's gonna work out yet. I still have to make. Alright, we're getting most of it off. Some of it doesn't want to come off though. I mean, files out. Little circle file. This one should do the trick. Just because I want this crack to look very. Basically want a lot of these to look like they have been through a decent amount of wear and tear. So, to any specific ones, what are you going to wear? Yeah. I think that one's looking pretty good so far. Both were red, I think. That one's red. That one's red. So I'm gonna grab out the red paint. Roll up the sleeves. I don't want to get paint on this hoodie. I like it too much. I feel like I should turn on music. just because that might help a little bit since I'm not always the most talkative. Yeah, we're gonna do that. And the last thing I want is my account getting hurt, because that can be hard to come back from. Gotta get deep into that crack, get the red more prominent, because that'll be nice. And to send it home in the monster clay. That will just sit here. There we go. Gonna do... trying to think of what... I do like saxophone. I need my nail. It's because this does help me out when I'm painting the top portion. You can just stab through, hold it by the nail, and paint everything. A bit after the first coat, then I go in with a second, just because I want the color to be really deep. Let's see, you can put this one here. Try to do most of the... Not too bad though. I'll put that there. Don't fall. Really hungry, which is why I actually have some popcorn. I forgot about that. A little paint won't hurt. Ow. No, this one mostly has texture on the underneath, so I'm not going to worry too much on most of that, just because, really, I'm mostly going to be the only person up the holes for where I attach them, just because I don't want them looking completely perfect. For the medieval AU, I imagine Bakugou got man strong. Plus, I just love the outfits that they gave everybody in that AU. Also, the fan art that's come from it is really gorgeous. I have one in particular, I don't remember. And Bakugou is, of course, telling whoever it is that's out of frame with a sword pointed down to pretty much F off and not to touch him because he will kill them. Which I totally understand. One part that I'm not 100% looking forward to, just because I know it's going to be a little difficult doing those spikes and the different style it has. But we'll probably work on it together one day. Just because I want to make sure everything else gets the right amount of attention. Especially since, I mean, I'm making all these by hand, and for the arm sleeves, questions about those little details when you put them into costumes. And I figure if I can help somebody learn something, that's a good thing. This one's looking pretty good. I think I might round it off just a little bit more on the edge. See where it goes from there. Paint this one right away. Oh wait, don't forget the color. That might be a little bit much. But I am really liking this. Also, the uh-oh of somebody checking the oven, thinking it's food, and they end up getting cracked from a cold pressure coming in from the house, because that has happened to me. And pieces that were in that batch. I remember back in high school, actually, when we were doing pottery a lot, we had a kid make that mistake. I don't know how he managed to do it, because I'm pretty sure that thing had a lock on it just to prevent stuff like that. Nobody would let him sit with him for a couple weeks after that. This air dry stuff, they say it's a... I've been usually letting them sit for about 2 days almost. Just because then I know for sure they're going to be dry internally. And when I go to paint them, they're going to work. And they're going to be nice. Ugh. At the end of this, I do expect this hand to look almost bloody. I mean, we're getting close. We're getting some red. Because even now, You can see there's some slight differences in the color all around it, and I want to make sure that's completely evened out. Gotta be careful stabbing these in too. I don't want to accidentally get color on one of the other ones. It's another red. Sit that here so I don't drop it. Out we go! Alright, this is not animals that have canines like these that would have a bump in their tooth like that. Alright, I could be wrong. You guys let me know. Oh. Whew. Beads have been taking me a long time to make, which I don't mind. I have been taking my time with them too, just because I want to make sure they look great, all strung together. The only trouble I've been having so far is getting ideas for a top, because obviously I've got boobs and Bakugou. Use some of my FX knowledge and add some wounds and scars all over the torso. And the other is to just use kind of a black fabric. Make it kind of a bandeau top. Don't know yet. I've still got to figure that part out, and that's worrying me. Because I don't want to think on it for too long. Of us. I know usually during crunch time, if I'm getting way too worried and stuff like that, I usually get sick. And getting sick before a con is awful. It feels so draining. So far I've been able to avoid it. For the past year, Daisho, I was feeling really good. Just because, you know. Car sick is not sick. But it was still horrible, especially for that 7-hour drive down. I'm hoping we're able to do it again. From talking with people, I've actually been getting pretty good, well known from most of my panels, which is nice. I like being able to help people and bring some extra knowledge to the table. I mean, I've actually been talking with a couple of friends who have had experiences where they needed stuff like that, which is pretty much the whole basis for where that panel comes from. Whew. This hurts my hands. I like how that's looking. I'm so excited, you guys! Come on, paint. I know I have plenty. Right, grab the nail. Go. Doing sports tonight. Mainly because the Civic Center started up volleyball again. While I do enjoy volleyball, I'm not much of a sports person. I like watching and cheering rather than playing. But I mean, everybody's got their preference. gets upsetting. It's like, guys, are you aiming for me on purpose? Whew. Let's add a little bit more to this one just because we put too much paint on our brush this time. So we have to get rid of the excess somehow. That I've got to really press the paint into. Oh, and there's a little crack down here. It looks like I missed getting paint into the first time, so I may have to touch that up. There we go. Alright, this one's turn. Well, I think I have enough to finish off, but yep, I'll try. Right. One thing that I am already planning for Colossal, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to currently made characters and spend some extra time creating ones for next year. We'll see. I am addicted to making new characters all the time. Like, I've started Princess Luna. Going back to those and don't use that hand and remaking them. Well, remaking / finishing because God, I'd love to see how they were going to turn out. Oh, stretch. Oh. For the buzzing. Don't know why I'm suddenly getting notifications every second. It's not even from apps I use all the time. Of course, that more just says about me not deleting things off my phone because I'm addicted to hoarding. Because I like Skyrim, I keep everything. Doesn't matter if it's not quest related, I will keep it. Which has ruined a couple quest lines for me. I have to find a way to prevent that part of it, but we'll see. There. Give me just 1 second to send a message out. Because I am horrible at responding to people. And I'm trying to work on that. I really am. Quickly when I am talking to other humans. Which, I know. No excuse. I'm working on it. I'm hoping to get better. Because I'm trying to be more people-y of a person. This one, he's got a nice little curve to him. So cute. I also made a couple of them to be the earrings he wears. Only problem with that is my ears are not pierced, so like I'm gonna have to do something. Hopefully, that would be nice. We'll get it done eventually. I just have to make sure I do it before next month. Otherwise, I was also thinking clip-ons, just because this one really doesn't need much. I'm just trying to fix up the areas where I put the bead hole in, because sometimes when I do stab it through, it puckers out on the opposite side and gives it a little flare. I don't want that there, especially in con and realize, oh hey, I'm losing my necklaces. Because I've already had a convention, Daisho 2016, I think, where my wings started to lose feathers over the course of the day, and she kind of just like waddled over to us, holding all the feathers in her arms. She said, "I think these might be yours!" But run and do something, so that was sad, but that gave me a really great memory for that convention, because I was having a slightly bad weekend, mainly just because my dumb butt did not think of, hey, I'm gonna have to sit down at one point or another. Just decided, nope, we can totally stand 24/7 all the time with this heavy weight on our back. That I could only find one chair I could sit in, and that chair was usually occupied by other people. So it was occupied. I could, 20-30 minutes before judging. I remember we got there on time for our judging slot, but of course judging was running late, which, I mean, it happens. I don't mind. Especially getting to see all those costumes everywhere. They were beautiful. But as we were waiting, lift your arms, so I lifted my arms, and they grabbed them, and they slowly just laid me down plank style onto the floor, and then I couldn't move. I couldn't roll. If I tried to move at all, my wings would snap against the felt like helping me up. Because I couldn't even pop up to my knees. It was so awful. But they were beautiful. It was worth it. And I'm remaking them even better. How tall he was. He could sit practically anywhere. He could sit on top of the tables, on top of the animals. He didn't do it on top of the animals, thankfully, because Kalahari doesn't want you doing that to them. They want to make sure the animals stay nice and preserved, especially since those things are expensive. And I'm sure the artist who made those animals really appreciates it too, because the time that must have gone into them. Wow. Those things are beautiful. But yeah, he was lucky. He could sit almost anywhere he wanted to, and I was just over here suffering because I forgot about I doubt I will. But, you know, there's always a chance. Stab the nail through first. Don't forget the nail. There we go. This makes me so happy. Like, getting to just craft this costume in general has been bringing me a lot of joy. Especially... Oh, I almost forgot. Some of you might be noticing I am going through a kind of rebrand right now. Multiple reasons behind it. Like, some artists game, so you might want to change it. It's like, that's okay. I don't mind. I'm not going to argue, especially if somebody's going copyright sides. I'm not going to touch that. So, just went off and figured out something new. And I like this new name. It does have a lot of extra meaning for me, which is even to be kind of... And you don't always find people and I will make it work. I will make it happen. I will move the heavens to make things happen. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Stars. Heavens. So crafty. Fingers. Be careful of your hands. Your hands are important. Because without them, you can't do this stuff. Well, I'm sure you could. I mean, I heard of a girl who lost her arms up to, I think, around her elbows, and she does beautiful makeup. Like, that girl is amazing. I mean, complete props to her for being able to still do that. Come on! Oh, it's one bad thing. These things do like to put up a fight. Now this one, make it look like this tooth has been through some stuff. Thinking that's what we're gonna do. This tooth has been through some stuff now. This tooth has history. It's an awful thing. I do like to make stories for props sometimes, especially when it comes to my LARP props. Or there was this creepy lady selling stuff, and I figured, why not? Can't be too bad. I've seen worse curses in the world. For instance, one curse I got to see that was hilarious was during a Deep Light event, where Red Queen walked up, and Red Queen was representing the Drow religion. There were those old slap bracelets. And she went walking up to this guy who was just being a jerk to everybody, especially the drows that were running around. And I was one of them, so I kind of told her, like, yeah, this guy's being a dick. So the next time I'm talking to him, she goes wandering up to him, and she snapped the bracelet onto his arm, gave him a card, and just walked away with the most triumphant look on her face, like, my job here is done. And as he read the card, he just started to find out later on, she slapped him with an itching curse just because of his armor. She knew he couldn't reach it. And it's like, wow, I aspire to be like her someday in the future, because Red Queen is the best. That woman knows. Seraphina were all at Anime Milwaukee last year. I saw Seraphina too. She was this little Earth Chan walking around with an IV by somebody who needed help. And like, it had been a while since I'd seen Seraphina, so I can understand how I didn't recognize her, but I felt so sad after that. Because I love that little spawn child. She is amazing. She's gonna grow up to do great things. It's always nice. Especially when they're people you don't often get to see all the time. Alright, I think I've flattened out most of what I can. Smoothed out the big things that I don't want. Now... dust. Oh, alright, I'm thinking like that. Of course, I'm going to deepen it out a little bit. And I can probably make it go forward a little bit more, because I do want it visible through the front side. A little bit. And lessen the curve right there. I just gotta deepen that out. Make it look all pretty. Pretty and gnarly. Do people say gnarly anymore? I feel weird. Sometimes my vocabulary is such a good era. I miss the... When I bring it back for the next 20s, so we could. We totally could, you guys. Ooh, yes, there we go. So next, I'm gonna kind of flatten out the areas below it right along here. That way it makes it a little extra prominent that there is God, there's so much going on with this costume that's making me so excited. And that video for working with stretch fabrics is going to be up in a couple weeks. I'm actually at a point where I could do weekly uploads, but I'd rather not just because I like to give myself a little extra time when it comes to editing, make sure everything looks good, make sure... Ugh. Actually, setting this up was a little hard this time. Mainly just because I decided to try something new, and I shouldn't be trying anything new until I get my basics down, but you know us cosplayers. Right here, I want to deepen this a lot. It's extremely prominent now that this thing was gone through some stuff. Alright, now that that's ready, paint! Honestly, I think painting might be in the top spot for my favorite part when it comes to all this. Not a good actual painter, if that makes sense in some weird way. Because, you know, we have to make sense sometimes. There we go. Right, we need paint to paint. And we've been at this for... And you see how long this takes. I mean, I've been talking a decent amount. Not as much as I usually do, but enough. Because it is... You get what I mean, I hope. But we'll turn that back on while I focus. we go. There. Got it. This one's actually pretty nice and smooth already, so I won't have to do much with it. Gotta fix up over here where the nail was stabbed through just to smooth out the holes. Otherwise it doesn't need much. Which is really nice. Saves me some extra time. Wrong tool. Not bad. Because our tools are gonna roll away on us. Right. Nail. There we go. Happier the more that I get done. Line of paint. And then we keep brushing it. There we go. This is looking really good. I'm so happy. Can't be up too late though, just because I do have to be up early for a few things this weekend. And I want to sleep. I don't sleep enough as it is. Of course, many of you are likely in the same boat as me. Switch over to blue. Nah. We're gonna keep going red. This one's nice and smooth too. These ones might be ones that tried different techniques. First times working with clays again. Especially one like this that's an air dry specific. Though I will admit, I'm loving how this stuff works. Like the air dry has been really cool. Especially only needing to wait a limited amount. Picky, paranoid, take pick. And always want to make sure everything's going to look good. Because, I mean, you always want your stuff to look nice. We always grow as long as we're always trying. And you can use those failures to propel yourself farther. Oh, careful. one of those nights tonight, apparently. We're going to drop almost everything. Something also I've been thinking about is this is a style of necklace I would probably be willing to wear out and about too, just on my normal days. Just this guy, my little choker. I've had this one for I don't even know how long anymore. It's been a very long time. But I've had it forever and otherwise, it never parts with me. It's always somewhere with me. Oh yeah, here they are. These two here. Oh, thank God, no paint got on. Ugh. That definitely needs a little bit of sanding. I like it. I like it a lot. Ah. Brushes don't taste good. Don't eat your brushes. Don't drink your brush water either. Reminds me, I have been asked questions about 1 second. You can get at any convenience store. I ripped off the label. Well, I recently ripped off the label, but before it just sat there, and when I was done with the brush, I'd drop it, put on the cap. So keep regular water bottles in here, and I admit there have been occasions where I have grabbed the wrong water bottle at 3 a.m. not paying attention and took a swig from my brush cleaning water. Ever since then, I ripped off the label and I wrote, spiraling all around the base of the bottle, "Do not drink." Just because I was so afraid it's going to happen again. It hasn't happened since I put that note on there, so that's at least a good thing. So whoever it was who asked, your question is answered. Oh, God, I'm so excited about these. This air dry clay is actually turning out really nice. Please ignore the buzzing and notifications. Have enough stuff for you guys, because I don't want it to come to a Wednesday when I'm supposed to, one of the every other Wednesdays when I'm supposed to upload and have nothing. That is a fear, because I want to make sure I there we this one's dry, this one can take its place in the little pinhole. Yeah, I've been stabbing these into my monster clay. It works. When I don't need it. So probably when I finish with all of this, it'll show up somewhere. Just because that's how everything works. That or it might have accidentally gotten thrown away in my cleaning purge. There we go. Let's find a place for this guy. Right down here. Nope, that one's gonna fall. This one's dry though, so we'll just replace. This one has one of our deep cracks, and it needs a little bit more. Let's skip that one. I'm not feeling it. Alright, let's see. Now I've finished all the red ones that I have done right now. So, now I can finally switch over to dark clasp. Still debating what style of clasp I want to use, just because I don't want it to be able to fall apart too easy. And I'm not sure if I should use one of those twisters or a hook. And alright. The blues are ones that I'm slightly worried about, just because most of the blues are tiny little orbs. I did flatten them a little bit on each end, mainly because pushing the bead down from the nail does help get them out. Put all of my nails over here. Figure out. Mainly because there's so many variations of it in art that I had a hard time deciding which one I like more. I've been having the same problem with the orange one that's way up here. Of my hero. So that, of course, makes everything a little bit difficult. So I've been slowly figuring out what I want to do. Come on. We're at the end of the nail, too. I can't even... Yes! Threaten it with pliers. That works. But eventually, I decided to go for the version that is... Oh, hold on. Ugh, come on, down the nail. Oof, that hurt. Where it looks like this, in the middle front. And I kind of like how this is looking. These getting wet. Which I have been planning on sealing them with a waterproofing sealer. Because more than likely this costume is going to be coming with me to Colossal Con because I Drama Island, the cast from the very first season, and of course I just had to. I picked the Surfer Girl because ago, so it kind of felt nice to essentially be like, oh, I can go back to old things. I know some of this already. Feels dry. I'm leaning more towards the wet just because of this little wet spot that I'm trying to avoid now. Gotta get rid of that. Might just have to get rid of my board for a bit. But it's easier to sand on this instead of on my desk because my desk is getting so many scratches in it. It's not good. No, no rag. I thought I did. Looks like we're wrong. Again. That's okay. Ugh. Ugh. Tiny little fangs for the blue necklace now. I think with how small these ones are, I'm just going to file them all down quick, then paint them in a batch. Originally when I was doing this, I was thinking maybe I should do a spray paint, but I wasn't really sure how the spray paint and the clay would completely hold. While I could remember what was actually really nice, especially for starting out this project, is since I actually got the materials back at Christmas, and all of these materials were a Christmas present from my dad. Love you, Dad. I doubt you'll see this, but you know, it's ended from being a live video. Also, feel free to subscribe. Ugh. Everywhere. My nose feels funny. Do as I say, not as I do. Don't do this. Wash your hands before you eat. Or, you know. There's a... Let me clean up the side first before I show you. There's one... and I'm always told it's a weird enjoyment of mine. But I do like it when things aren't honestly, it's our flaws that help us get defined as who we are. And I'm one of the people who likes to embrace that. I mean, sure, everybody has a bad flaw. Or was it John Smith? I don't remember. Alright, flip this over and go for the other side. I know, I said I'd clean up one side. Now I'm cleaning up both. And I'm using a fair amount of pressure here, just because I wanted to angle this one down a little bit more. I might actually deepen that up a bit. We'll have to wait and see. Ugh. This actually kind of makes me think of doing Scar. Ian, his character actually has burn scars when My Hero came out. It's because his character's name is Laura. Find that thing for him. As he had to bow out for a little while. Careful about that. Or not. Because perfection is over. Because, you know, all the clay dust. Oh, because last time, again, just because I don't want to stop. All good to go. But then my after having a few months to prepare for No Brand Brand. I mean, there's already one. She makes a really good Megami from Shiki. We are going to be doing a candles for this year. I won't be. And that afterward. But of course, I did wait a bit longer to put them in. Friend, you're gonna help them. Don't no-show. I scrambled. A lot of people are so happy. Panel is over. We need to get moving. People complaining because it's warm, but not too warm. Right around the May the 4th, particularly care. I know events specifically pull out their Star Wars costumes and make all the memes, which at a convention it gets a little horrible on your nails. I'd like to keep them and paint them. Ooh, hiccups. Alright, these guys. Why are you? Oh. Like, full. Got this big boy. Yeah, full. However, I'm pretty confident. I think this one's gonna. But I've been soloing it, but I finally managed to get myself a quet. There we go. Hole on this one. Awa was recently, because because money is a thing. Sad. Running through it. Not without completely scuffed. Rather, I would love to have this now. I mean, it doesn't always listen to when I'm not talking. And humming. But I can sing when I'm in the shower. That's really the only exception. Grab that loofah. You are a pop star. League, the Katie. Which one? And I next year. All the love and attention that they just because that get it to do YouTubers are able to do that with every single makeup they pick. Very light hand, I might be able to get it all smooth. And yes, LARP story. Sent through, it won't tell me. I have. And yes. Alright, right there's really tight. No. So much to do and it's getting close to my deadline. Okay, I like that one. That one's good. Yeah, this one's got warping on both sides. Completely fix these. Okay, this one's focused. I like it. All of them are 3 here are actually the other. Remember how they went. I forgot to pull these 2 out of the clay. Easy on myself. Good eye. Why? A perfectionist was like, wouldn't let myself do. Looking around. I want color scan. Because then I'm not going to have a giant container. I find another costume that needs wear. There was one more. Pucker. But mini. Ow. I can finally paint. Out and food. Or more coffee. It's okay. I like blue. Yeah, this one works. Blue paints in the past. I didn't even really see any blue. Some items you just can't get paint out of. Reason why I generally don't. I've done a lot of things, but I mean, coating this one. Just give me 1 sec. Which I am assuming that means, I am sorry. Pain. Closer and closer every time. Grr. Idea. There. Now I've got a little bit extra because, you know. Alright. All painted, guys. Of course, there is social media. Big shout out to my 2 lifelong